So, and so this is something else that comes out in the podcast interview, in the docuseries. Dan Schneider and his fucking chubby ass, his nasty cheeseburger. You know for a fact that Dan Schneider created the Good Burger universe because he was just obsessed with eating cheeseburgers. This chubby, greasy producer, Dan Schneider, would sit in his chair, and anytime a female would walk by, he'd ask them for a massage. Like, hey, can you come? What do we do? Hey, can you come rub? I got a kink. I've been working on this Amanda Show bit for 16 minutes now. I need you to please come rub my shoulder. And this is what he had to say about it.
It was wrong that I ever put anybody in that position. It was the wrong thing to do. I'd never do it today. I'm embarrassed that I did it then. I apologize to anybody that I ever put in that situation. And even additionally, I apologize to the people who were walking around Video Village or wherever they happened, because there were lots of people there who witnessed it who also may have felt uncomfortable. So I owe them an apology as well.
And so then his biggest defense system is blaming Nickelodeon. He doesn't say it directly, but in hindsight, he is blaming Nickelodeon for the jokes that we are all putting together and realizing now today for being put on air in the first place. He thinks that if these episodes are running in syndication and on streaming, I mean, just listen.
Every one of those jokes was written for a kid audience because kids thought they were funny and only funny. Okay? Now we have some adults looking back at them 20 years later through their lens, and they're looking at them and they're saying, oh, I don't think that's appropriate for a kid show. Mm-hmm. And I have no problem with that. If that's how anyone feels, let's cut those jokes out of the show.
Well, okay, but here's the issue. The issue, Dan, is that if that was the case, and that was what the course correct action that Nickelodeon was going to take, we would only have about 12 episodes of iCarly. We'd probably only have about 3 episodes of Drake and Josh, and we'd probably only have about maybe half a season of The Amanda Show, and everything else would need to be cut, okay? You cannot tell me that when you do something like this to a 12, 13, 14-year-old girl's face, and everyone else on the cast is behind the camera laughing, one of them yells, "It's a shot!" Like, and no one knows what that means because we're all literally like pre-teenagers and we've just got 2 years of experience under our belts. We don't actually know how the world works yet. So we don't know what that means. We don't get the joke. We think it's our job. Dan's laughing at it. We should laugh at it too. It's hilarious. But in hindsight, maybe we should have cut it 20 years ago. Maybe we should have cut that exact part out 20 years ago. And don't get me started on the whole weird foot thing. There's this sub weird foot I don't know if it's Dan with the foot fetish. I don't know if it's someone else on the team. I don't know if Brian Peck was involved at that point. But the feet are there. The Nickelodeon logo was a foot, I think. There's just a thing with Dan Schneider shows and feet on the camera. I don't know. It's just, there's a lot of weird stuff going on. Obviously, Nickelodeon doesn't have a word to say about it. They have just come out and been like, yeah, we'll figure it out and let you guys know. And so now they're all scrambling, and it's just, we knew about this, and it's coming back to the point now, here's the ultimate question, right? Should there be an expiration date on children's TV? Now, we might not have known this back when shows like The Amanda Show, Drake and Josh, Nickelodeon, Dan Schneider era was happening, but now we know that the pace and the movement of advancement in language, comedy, jokes, society, the internet, social media, TikTok, the next trend, whether the phone is shaped like a brick or a pear or any other type of fruit, those things change at an instant. So the question should be, should children's TV that involves actual people, not the cartoon, whatever, do whatever with the cartoons, but like the actual real life iCarly's, Victorious, Sam and Cat, real life shows that involve real life children, right? They should have an expiration date. They should not be put through syndication. They should not be left on streaming indefinitely. They should not be allowed to be re-uploaded to YouTube or any type of public forum. There should be strict laws. If there are strict laws about what an adult can do with a child in a room alone, and if certain specific things happen, that adult will be arrested and that child will be affected negatively for the rest of their lives. So why isn't it the same thing for TV? If these shows are now affecting these female actresses, right? The one girl's got a whole podcast. She's got a whole industry to bring down the corrupt of childhood acting in Hollywood and the pedophiles and everything else going on. And so, like, if it's fucked them up that bad, then why aren't we making strives to change it? Put an expiration date on it so that, or make them a certain age, or there's gotta be some form of protection for the kids, whether that's a parent with them at all times, a security guard, whatever. Like, I don't know if it needs to be a physical protection, but maybe just a law or rule or something so that this does not continue to happen. Listen, it's one thing, and even though it's terrible as well, but it's one thing to have the Harvey Weinsteins and the consenting adults of the world get into some messy situations when it comes to getting on the screen and their abilities to act and get chosen for the role. But when it comes to the Drakes and the Amandas and the Jeanettes and everyone else on the crew and the sets of these shows goes, then there should be nothing to talk about. There's no fact, there's no point or reason why any of these situations should have happened. Like putting the pickle through the glory hole, doing the shot on the face, the feet, the Amanda show, the rumors, like she's, I think, in a conservatorship too. Like, it's just a situation that no one wants to really be a part of. And it's their fault. It's their fault. No one else said anything. No one else mentioned to cut it out. No one else did it. So it's okay. Me asking them for massages is A-okay. And everything else is just kind of, it's hearsay, and I'm sorry, and I owe a lot of people apologies. And that's where we're at. Listen, my parents tried to do it. They tried to get me into it. I auditioned. I'm pretty sure I auditioned. I remember they took me to it was a hotel room. The hallway were lined with chairs. We sat in the chairs. We got called in. I had to read the lines on the paper. They said, "Thanks, kid. We'll see you later." And that was it. And I'm pretty sure, obviously, I'm still here. I didn't get it, right? It was my first audition. I obviously didn't get it. Pretty sure it was down to me. I almost did. But then two kids named Zach and Cody got it. So, it's fine. My parents tried, and I didn't make the cut. And so, or maybe I just made that up, because apparently, according to Sandy, every time I see Sandy now, she tells me a different lie about my childhood that I didn't know before. And so now this week's lie, everyone in the family knows that the man who built the log cabin that we lived in as a child, my dad, my mom, they had a log cabin built. I was pregnant. The guy who built it, his name was Levi. That's what they told us. That's what my stepfather remembers. That's what my sister knows. That's what I know. That's what Meg knows. But apparently now here we are 31 years later, and Sandy's dropped the news on us that his name was Sam and that his mentor's name was Levi, and we all got it wrong. She doesn't believe I got stung in the eye by the bee. She's lying to me about my name. We didn't know other details that happened. There's things that are coming to light now with Sandy Dunkel. I'm not sure. I might have to get a DNA test done. I might have to call up Maury, because, that's the only way. We need Maury to say, "Sandy, you are the mother." And guess what? He's never done that before. Has there ever been an instance? Has there ever been an instance of the Maury show where he's opened an envelope and we're trying to figure out if someone's the mother of a child? Now listen, I've got an 1.5-hour videotape of everything from the weeks leading up to my birth, aka my baby shower, all the way up to the C-section. We've got the whole thing on film. So if you want to watch it and try to figure out whether or not I'm the son of Sandy, it's, we could watch that tape as evidence, but I think it'd be more fun to have Maury do one of the very first mother-son DNA test result readings. We can go on the show. We can make a bit out of it. It'll be good for publicity. It'll be good for them. It'll be good for us. I think we should do it. We'll do the actual DNA test just to make sure Sandy is my mother, just in case there's any other lies or undisclosed information that they've given us, And so we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out from there.